Hey, good morning and happy Thursday, I think is the day of the week that is today. And welcome to our very first monthly group coaching call. I'm going to be doing these once a month for till we stop doing them, I guess. So if you want to get on a later date, if you weren't really sure about what the one-on-one coaching was going to be all about or how this is all going to work or how Zoom worked or anything, and you're not ready to jump on today for coaching, then you can certainly join us on the next one that we'll have in December. I'm thinking the first week of every month that we'll do them. And so that would mean, let me pull up my calendar here. The first Thursday in December is December 6th. So we'll put that on the calendar and we'll do it again. So today I didn't have anybody that was interested yet, so let me know while you're on here. If you want to do some one-on-one coaching, you can just put it down in the chat. If you're not sure how the chat works, you can just kind of scroll down to the bottom of your screen and you'll see the word chat. Click on it and you can throw a question out there, or you can say, hey, I want to be coached, and we can do it that way. If nobody has any live questions or live coaching they want to do, I've got a list of questions here that people have sent that I will go through and answer. I'm going to grab a drink quick. For people, kind of a little Q&A. And then if you do decide that you're brave enough to want to jump on to be coached, then you can certainly raise your hand and I can help you do that too. There's also a raise the hand function down at the bottom, but I'm not quite as sure how that works. So I will not even start talking about that. So let me pull up the questions here. I get rid of my cop there. The first question is, I will just read it off here. I'm not going to be able to be on the call today, but I just am wanting to know what you can do when your kids won't let you work out. My kids are always interfering with my time needs as well as just getting in the way when I'm trying to work out at home. So that is a totally common problem. As you know, I've got 6 kids, and the beginning was rough. My older daughter for a year did not want to leave my side. I had to hold her all the time. I couldn't lay her down to sleep. So trying to work out without her in the room was just impossible. So I started at a really early age with her, is just teaching her how to entertain herself. I probably didn't get really good at that until she was probably a year, 18 months old. So the workouts were maybe 4 or 5 minutes here, take a break, nurse her, put her back to sleep. That type of thing. And then as I had more and more kids, I started training them from day one on being better sleepers and better entertainers of themselves. And it worked out a whole lot better. So some tips I have for you, if you've got really small, like brand new babies, not brand new, but new babies, if you've got kids that aren't mobile yet, a baby swing is an awesome investment. I use that a lot with probably my last 3 or 4 kids. Down in my workout room, it just sat down there. And as soon as I get to sleep, I'd throw them in the baby swing, and then they'd swing, and they just kept moving the whole time. And they didn't always wake up. Sometimes they did. So that's my really big tip for like babies, you know, under that 6 months age. Once babies get a little bit older, they can sit up by themselves. Maybe they can feed themselves little pieces of food, Cheerios and that type of thing. Get a little high chair thing that you can put down in your workout room. I had this little plastic one that I think was supposed to fold up, but I just sit down there with some Cheerios on it and set them up in it. Also a walker or a bouncy seat's kind of a good idea, or a bouncy stand-up bouncy thing is a good idea. Again, just giving them some toys to play with so they can be entertained. And then of course, when they get over that age where they're like crawling and walking, you have kind of a problem because, or it's a double-edged sword, I guess you could say. You've got a kid now that's really going to be in your way and under your feet, but you've also got a kid that can entertain themselves a little bit easier because they can move around. They don't get bored laying there or sitting there. For those age kids, I recommend trying to constrain them if you can. Some kids just aren't happy doing that. Or, setting up a little play area, ideally, if you can block it off, if they'll go for that, but just an area away from where you're doing your workout, where all the toys are, so that they can be entertained and play with. My workout room's got a ton of toys down in it so that they can, do what they want to do, play, have tons of space, and then, and I can still get my workout done. Just some other kind of side tips. If you've got an older child, engage them to help entertain and play with the baby or the little kid. If you've got a spouse or a family member that wants to help kind of take care of the kids while you're doing your workout, keep in mind that you can keep your workout down to a half an hour. I used to try to do these marathon 90-minute workouts, and it was a disaster. There's just not enough time to do all of it, but you can keep your workouts down to a half an hour. And really anybody should be able to, if you piece all those little things together, hiring the help, not necessarily hiring, but finding the help of somebody else. If you can take your, baby and put them in the swing and then set them here and then put them on their stomach to play with this and just keep moving them around and keeping them entertained in different environments. And even with older kids, keeping things fresh, making sure that they've had food before you start your workout or that you've got food there for them to eat, you can get that 30 minutes in. Another big tip is try to get up and do it before they even get up in the morning. I know that sounds like a very difficult thing to do, especially when you've got a baby and you haven't slept all night long and that type of thing. But if you can get up and do it before they even get up in the morning, it's done. A. B, it's a great way to start your day so that you kind of have that boost of energy right when you get up in the morning. And then C, hopefully they will stay sleeping and will entertain themselves. I used to get really hung up on being interrupted. If the 3-year-old woke up while I was doing my workout in the morning, and once I got over that and just, got them what they needed, whether it was a drink or to the bathroom or whatever, and got back to my workout, it was all okay. Make sure you leave yourself enough time. So if you're doing a 30-minute workout, give yourself 40 to 45 minutes to do it, because you're probably going to be interrupted and you're going to need to move kid from here to there, or take somebody to the bathroom, or maybe start a new TV show. Guys, don't be afraid to use TV to babysit your kids while you work out. That half an hour every day is not going to kill them. And it's going to make you a better mom so that you're going to be able to handle their issues later on in the day. And so it's going to be a really good thing for you. Obviously, those tips I'm giving you are things that are about working out in the morning. But if you are not working out in the morning, working out at home. But if you're the type of person that goes to a gym to work out, there are lots of other options there as well. You can use the childcare facility at the gym, find somebody to work out with you. I think they frown upon you bringing your babies into the workout area, but maybe you can find a workout that is a baby and mom workout where you can bring the baby into the room with you as well. But it's really about sharing your goals with the other adults and people in your life so that they know that you're trying to get this workout done, that it's a half an hour long. Could they please help you out, that it'll make you a better mom, and they're going to be more likely to be on board with you and to help you out with the childcare. You can also share those goals with all of your kids too. Obviously, the 6-month-old is going to look at you and drool and not care a whole lot. But once you get your children a little bit older, and just say to your 18-month-old, look, mama needs to do this to feel good about herself and to feel good and be a better mom. Can I please have this time so we can do it? What would you like to do during this time? What would you like to eat? Kind of making them part of the process is going to help them feel like they're a little bit more empowered, and they're going to be more likely to let you do the workout. Bottom line is, the first day you try to do it with your kids, it's not going to work. And so you're going to need to try it repeatedly, a few days, maybe a couple of weeks. And eventually one day you'll look back and go, gosh, this was so easy. Why did I worry about this? Or why did I make this such a difficult problem? And so I really encourage you to try to involve them in the process, your kids, because you're teaching them really good habits. Down in my workout room, we've got a bunch of little weights, and the kids come down and do it with me sometimes if I'm do it a little bit later in the day. My older daughter uses our elliptical. My son uses the elliptical. And so it's really become kind of a family thing, and my kids see how important it is. So highly, highly recommend involving your kids in your workouts, or finding somebody to take care of the kids for you while you're able to do that workout, because it is a really important part of your day. So, all right, next question was meal planning and food and eating healthy. So she is struggling to get her family on board with the meal plans, and she is wondering, do I make 2 meals for each? I'm trying to paraphrase it here. It was a long post. Am I making a meal for me and a meal for my kids, or what exactly are we doing in order to make this easier? Because it is a lot of work to make a meal for me and a meal for my kids. The way that I do it is that I do not make 2 different meals. I will kind of take what I'm planning for my meal plan, and I'll create my family's meal around it, and maybe supplement it with something that the kids are more likely to eat. So for example, I made grilled chicken. For the kids, I did grilled chicken, and I made some homemade mac and cheese to go along with it. We made a vegetable. For my meal, I did just ate the grilled chicken with some salsa on it, and I made some homemade tortilla chips to eat with it. So I try to make one meal, but modify it a little bit for the kids in order to eat, so that they'll eat it. A lot of days we eat out of a cooler. And so what I've done on Sundays is I make a whole bunch of meals ahead of time, make a ton of, of a hot dish for the kids, some chicken. I will grill up some fish or whatever it is, and have it kind of all ready and prepackaged in my containers. And if you didn't see my meal planning workshop that I did last week, scroll through the YouTube here and you'll find a Mama Meal Planning Workshop, and I give you some more tips on putting those meals together. But that way, then I can kind of grab whatever out of the freezer, and then I've got my meals and the kids have their meals, because they aren't always going to want to eat what I want to eat. And you could do the same thing if you're eating a meal at home. Have foods ready that you can warm up and eat along with the food. Now, the fact is that I was just having this conversation with my 15-year-old daughter this morning, because she's recently gotten very curious about and working on her own nutrition and wanting to eat healthy things and wanting to have more energy and feel like she is doing the best things for her body, for her gymnastics and all that kind of thing, for her hair and her energy and all that stuff and her skin. And so we were talking about this morning, and she said as she's gotten more and more and more aware of what she's eating, she's also become more and more aware at some of the crap that her friends eat. And she's like, I just, can't believe that I used to eat like that, and I know how bad I felt and all that. And I realized that a lot of times kids don't know the right things to eat. And so us as moms kind of have a duty to show them those right things. So I would really encourage you to create that one meal that you want to eat and have the family eat it. And again, you can, add a little mac and cheese sauce for the kids to make the whole wheat noodles taste good. But there's no reason why kids can't eat whole grain noodles and rice and grilled chicken instead of breaded chicken, and why they can't be trying fish, and why they can't have a whole variety of vegetables when they're at the table. The fact is that everybody needs healthy foods. Everybody feels better, looks better, and all that stuff when they're eating healthy. So why not teach our kids from a very young age what are good things that make our bodies feel good versus the foods that we can eat that are making our bodies feel bad. Now, that doesn't mean that they can't eat brownies sometimes. You can't have ice cream, and that you can't have candy with them, and that you can't sometimes have a pizza night for dinner. But on those pizza nights for dinner, that also doesn't mean that you can't enjoy pizza night and brownies and ice cream and those kind of things. You want this to be like a whole family effort and something that you guys do together. Otherwise, are you going to stick with something that you're the only one doing, and you're sitting at the table every night eating your brown rice and chicken and broccoli? That's always the bodybuilder meal I think of. While the rest of your family's, eating this like amazing hot dish that you prepared, or they're eating, chicken and rice, but with a sauce on it. You've got to make this a whole family thing in order to get everybody on board. And the best way to get everybody on board is to do it in little pieces. Start with grilled chicken instead of breaded chicken. Then maybe next week introduce the brown rice. There are a ton of different recipes that you can use. And in my challenge groups, we share a ton of these different recipes that are things that your whole family is going to want to eat. I know one of my favorites is a broccoli mac and cheese. Totally on the approved list for the meal plan, but it's also something that your kids are absolutely going to love. There's, getting them on board with it, talking to them about healthy foods and healthy options. My daughter's fallen in love with eating yogurt with frozen berries and dry oatmeal in it and overnight oats. She prepares it on Sunday. She makes a whole bunch of them, and then she eats one every morning throughout the week for breakfast, and she's in love with it. And it's a really good tasting food, and there's no reason why all the kids can't eat that for breakfast. We make energy balls. Again, the kids love those. So introducing your kids to all of these things at a young age is going to teach them really healthy habits as they grow up, and they won't be dealing with a lot of the issues that we deal with as far as, eating too much food, about making poor choices, about dealing with heartburn and cholesterol and all those things, because they're going to learn those healthy choices from a very young age. So my advice, don't make 2 separate meals every night. Create what you want to eat or what you're going to eat on your meal plan, and then maybe modify the family's food a little bit. But in the long run, try to get everybody on board on all eating the same healthy foods, because it's going to be good for everybody. And, they don't know that, they need to eat tacos with sour cream and cheese and all this stuff on it, unless that's what they've been eating. And once they realize that they can eat tacos with chicken and a little bit of cheese on it and a little bit of sour cream, they're going to be just as happy with it. So that'd be my advice there, is to try to get the whole family involved with the healthy eating plan, because everybody's going to benefit. I mean, what would it be like if your kids were less crabby because they weren't eating so much junk? What if your kids weren't so tired in the morning when you woke them up for school? What if they, no, I can't come up with another thing, but what if your life with your husband was better because everybody was eating healthier? So it's something that maybe you want to shoot for, is trying to introduce those healthy things to your kids too, because they're not just good for you, they're going to be good for everybody. Okay, so let's see what other questions we have down here. Okay, this one is just this is a quick one, but what is better to do as far as weight loss? Is it cardio or weightlifting? And my advice is going to be to do both of them. I spent a lot of my younger years doing straight cardio. I was a cardio queen. I was, doing step aerobics and kickboxing, and that's all I did. And when I really started to see results and changes in my body was about 20 years ago, when I started actually adding weights into my workouts. It wasn't a lot of weights. You don't need to go lifting super heavy and, trying to, get manly muscles or anything, but just adding a little bit of weight to your body is going to boost your metabolism, and it's going to just give you some shape instead of kind of having that thin but kind of skinny fat look, as my daughter refers to it as. And so I would suggest doing both. There really is no magic pill for everybody that says that you should do weights 3 days a week and cardio 3 days a week, or you should mix them up. There are a lot of different kinds of workouts. I did one, I finished that program a couple months ago that kind of did weights, cardio, weight, cardio throughout the workout. Right now I'm working on one that focuses a couple days on legs, a couple days on arms, and then the other two are a more of an ab cardio focus. And so it really depends on the program that you're doing. And that's something that I can really help you with, narrowing down like what kind of a program is right for you based on your goals, whether you want to lose weight, build muscle, if you want ab definition, whatever that might be, I can help you kind of come up with that program. So I'll share that link at the end on how you can get a hold of me, and we can kind of talk about that a little bit. But the idea is that, that you're giving your body kind of that, in moderation, that full benefit of everything. And so I even incorporate a little bit of yoga on Sundays to try to keep my body limber and stretching so I don't get a sore back and that type of thing. So that's my advice there, is you need to do a little of everything, and what works for one person may not necessarily work for the next person, or especially if they don't have the same kind of goals. And so that's when you can reach out to me and we can kind of chat about what those goals might be for you, and we can talk about that. Bottom line is that you're moving your body, is that you're doing something for your body every day. I suggest doing a little bit of something. So one of the programs that I just finished was a 4-day-a-week workout, but I made sure that I did something the other 3 days, because honestly, a lot of my day I spend sitting, like a lot of us do, and those days then I just wasn't getting any activity. And so to make sure that you're getting that little bit of activity every day, whether you go for a walk, play tag with your kids, do a little extra cardio, or do some yoga, or whatever it is, you want to make sure that you're moving your body a little bit every single day, because that's what's going to be the key to feeling good, to losing weight, and keeping it off. The last question actually relates to water and fluid intake. I won't read the whole question out. My advice for you on how much water you should drink every day is, and this is what the experts say, is at least half of your body weight in water. So if you weigh 150 pounds, you should be drinking 75 ounces of water. I don't even have my water bottle right here with me. My water bottle, I have one that's 32 ounces. And so I make sure that I drink at least 2 of those every single day. But on top of that, I also drink this like LaCroix or sparkling water, as long as it's like sugar-free and like artificial sweetener free. And you can taste the difference when you drink it. Some of the stuff with sugar in it tastes like pop, where this just tastes like sparkling water. Are good supplements to that. This is 12 ounces. It gets included in my water intake some days. But, if you're drinking almond milk, all that is going to be fluid. And you want to keep your body hydrated just to keep things moving. Your skin will look better. Your bowels will be more regular. Your hair is going to look better. And so you're definitely going to want to drink that water. So shoot for at least half of your body weight in water every single day. More if you're doing a really super duper sweaty workout in the morning too, or evening. I always say workout in the morning because I always work out in the morning. So that is all the questions I have. Does anybody that's on want to try any one-on-one coaching today? Or are we all being a little bit shy? I think I got lots of shy people today. All right. Well, I'm going to call it quits for today. Thank you so much for joining me and for watching this on the replay. I told you I'd let you know if you wanted some to get in touch with me, whether it's to request a one-on-one free coaching session, or if you just want some advice on what kind of a program is right for you, you can just shoot me an email at mindbodyfitnessformoms@gmail.com. Again, mindbodyfitnessformoms@gmail.com, and I can get in touch with you and we can schedule a one-on-one free coaching session with you, or we can just kind of go back and forth and talk about what kind of a workout program is best for your goals and what you have going on in life. So I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know your comments or thoughts or anything down in the comments, or again, shoot me an email at that email address and let me know what you'd like to see on the next coaching call, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.